Okay, welcome back. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the fork lock. And I drilled this out and I bought a new one. And this was like $20. And I need to use the key. I insert it, turn it, and it locks into place. There's a spring on here as well. And then I have the cover. There we go. So it is in place, it's spring loaded in there. And I have this is the original cover. There is a little nut, I'm sorry, like a little rivet with a spring on it. Which is always a pain to get in. There it is. I guess I prefer it a little bit tighter than not tight. And so this cap kind of keeps it in because there's like a little tab up here. But it is in. It's locked into place right here. Oh, let me. It's gonna be hard to show you, but it's. You see how it's locked in? Let me undo it. So I undid it. And push it in and I'll lock it in. So that is the fork lock. So next I'm going to install, I'm going to work on putting back together the cooler and the lines. And regarding the cooler and the lines, I was missing one of the attachments. The other attachment kind of looks like this. There is like a spacer with a rubber bushing. There should be another rubber bushing on top. And it almost like it gets sandwiched in. And this is all I have. It was missing, it should have two. I was missing one. And this one is just really perished. So I'm going to try to figure out a solution. I've looked for them too, and I cannot find them. So what I've done is I've put some rubber grommets in both holes that fit. I may order another rubber spacer to go on top and on bottom and then bolt it in. That should provide enough vibration control. So I'm going to see how that goes. I'm going to continue to be on the lookout for this. And especially the spacer. I'm going to try to use this one spacer. But let me get ready. And our first step is to install this bracket and this bracket. Let me take a look. Okay, I've installed this. I actually need to install the 2 coils up here, so I tightened this one up before I should have. So, and I knew that. So here are the coils. They go up in here. Good. The next is I'm going to install the air. The ATF cooler. And these actually have nuts welded onto them. And I think that is a M8. It's an M8. So, as it stands right now, I have the bolt that is going to fit really kind of perfectly, and it's going to be, I don't know, I guess it has a grommet. And the one down below. This line goes up through here. Okay. And So this large line goes here. This underline goes on this bottom one. So here is the hose that goes on the other side. So let's go on the other side right now. Okay, I have temporarily just put this on. Nothing is tight, but I need to install that, and I need to see what size bolt it is. There's that. And so we've got this big. Okay, so I'm just tightening up this line here. The next line is the little cooler line, and that goes up here. That one is there. And now I'm just going to raise this. To do the one up underneath. I'm going to actually have to go back looking at the videos just to make sure everything is being done correctly. And I think it is actually, but it's... So the next one goes from here and it loops down underneath. And so here is the, this is hard to see, this one. So right here, this attaches right up in here. So so I have it. Let me just get a wrench. All right, let me get a socket, stand by. Okay. Before I run the engine, I'm actually going to torque everything down to the specs. So bringing you back up top. So it goes back up into here. There we go. The lines are hooked up on this side, so we need to go to the other side now. So let's go to the other side. Okay, I got the last one. It is perfect. Okay, so I've got 3. So I've got one on. That goes on. I'm gonna put, I guess I'm gonna put 2 on top. Okay, I'm putting on the crush washers. I've got crush washers, 1 down and 2 above. I can always put another one on top. And again, these are going to leak. When I first start this thing up, it's gonna leak. So I'll tighten them down and I'll do whatever I need to do. I'll add more crush washers if I need to. And I don't know what these get torqued to, but I'll torque everything before we start up. So I am going to, next up is, well, I'll show you in a second, but I've got to finish installing the coils. There's like a little bracket that gets bolted up top. I need to install that because right now the coils are only installed halfway. I need to find a speedometer, pinion, and gear, because the one we have was trashed. Okay, so I need to install this. There's like a little spacer here. I'm gonna call it a spacer and a bolt that ties that in together right there. So I need to install that. I need to install the carburetors, and I'm going to install the carburetors. I need to get the pipes installed. So I need to, I think I have some pipes that'll fit, especially the exhaust headers. So we'll put the exhaust headers. I'm waiting on some more banjo bolts for these. These install right here. They're like breather tubes. They connect to the oil breather, so I need to install those. I'm waiting on the banjo bolts. I've got the spacers and I have the washers for this already. They're like 20 cents a piece. I've got the bolts ready to put in here. So I'm just gonna put them in temporarily because obviously it is, I'm not gonna put the, I'm not gonna put the crash bars on yet. And so we are going to like I said, I just want to get this bike so that we can see how the engine is working. So it most likely would take probably an hour. Well, maybe like a little bit more than an hour and a half. But I'm going to do like a temporary wiring situation where I have a key and I'll have a battery, obviously, And I've already got the starter over there. We'll install the starter, and I'm going to just start. I'm not even going to install a relay for the starter circuit. So I'll put a battery. I'll run a wire to the coils, and obviously we'll put the spark plugs in, and we'll put the spark plug lines on, and we will. I want to install the exhaust headers and probably the mufflers just so it's not loud. And I just want to see where we're at. Because now is if we need to do something, now's the time to do it. And it's super easy to do it like right now. So I will bring you back shortly. Thank you.